everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda, and I did film an intro to this video, but that file got corrupted. I did not think I was going to be able to put this video out. Obviously, I didn't in time for the 4th of July, so I was kind of upset yesterday on the 4th of July, but I look back and it's just the intro, so the rest of the video you can enjoy. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys have read this book, and let's roll the rest of the review. Thanks, guys. Where I did for the month of June to lead up to the 4th of July, I did read 11/22/63 by Stephen King. And I wanted to get this done for this video. And also, I just wanted to read this book. As you guys know, I've read a lot of Stephen King. Last year in April, I started with It from Stephen King, and I have just been on a whole journey. I finally started the Dark Tower series this year, but again, to kind of lead up to 4th of July for the 250th birthday, I wanted to do something a little bit kind of cute and special for leading up to it. And I have heard such great things about this book. It's basically a time travel story about trying to go back and to prevent the assassination of John F. Kennedy. If you guys have read this book, please let me know. Let me know what your thoughts were. If you haven't, go read it. Life can turn on a dime or stumble into the extraordinary as it does for Jake Epping, a divorced high school English teacher in small town Maine. While grading essays by his GED students, Jake reads about such a destined moment through a gruesome, enthralling piece penned by janitor Harry Dunning. 50 years earlier, Harry somehow survived his father's slaughter of the entire family. Jake is blown away as a more bizarre, life-altering secret comes to light when his friend Al, owner of the local diner, enlists Jake to take over the mission that has become his obsession: to prevent the Kennedy assassination. How? By stepping through a mysterious portal in the diner's storeroom and into the era of Elvis, big American cars, sock hops, and cigarette smoke. Finding himself in warm-hearted Jody, Texas, Jake begins a new life, yet all turns on his treacherous road led straight to a troubled, longer named Lee Harvey Oswald. The course of history is about to be rewritten in Stephen King's most ambitious and accomplished NPR novel, where time travel has never been more believable or so terrifying. So first off, what I really loved about this book was, of course, the time travel. Anything with like a multiverse really just interests me. I kind of started that journey with the MCU with Wanda, and that whole situation was just so moving for me that I really do think of life differently. It makes me kind of grateful whenever I have moments of like, oh, life is so difficult, life is so hard, and I'm like, just think, Amanda, there could be a version of you out there that has it worse. So it's kind of actually grounded me, really. And the way Stephen King, I was interested to see how he's going to do time travel, and I found it very interesting because they find a portal in Al's diner, which is Jake Epping's friend, and it works differently that when you go into the portal, you could spend years in the past. It always starts around 11 or noon, sometime in the 1950s. I forget all the details, but it starts in the 1950s. But the point is anytime you could spend years in the past. And his friend Al was testing things to see how much he could change. And there's a girl that he knew that was in a serious accident, and she ended up becoming paralyzed. So he was like, let me see if I can change the event of this, and the butterfly effect. So he changes it, and when he comes back, he is diagnosed, well, he got cancer in the time he is gone. And he's sick, and he's not doing well. And he knows he has, even though he knows he has limited time. But Jake's confused because he's like, Al, you've only been gone for 2 minutes. Like, Every time you come back, it's only 2 minutes you've been gone, even if you spent 50 years in the past, and you are aging the entire time. So he enlists Jake, and he says, I know I was able to change that, but I need to change the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Can you do that? And Jake's like, I don't really believe you right now. So he goes and he realizes that this is true. The janitor, who is a colleague of his, he's made fun of. I think he has a disability because he survived his father's gruesome attack on the whole family. So he conducts his own experiment. He's like, what if I could change that for him? And so he does, and he saves Harry and his mom and most of his siblings. One of them did not make it. So he's like, oh, I didn't save all of them, so I'm going to go back through the portal hole and do it again. Do it right the next time. Well, when he goes back, and again, to Al, it's only been 2 minutes. When he goes back, he notices Harry Dunning's picture is no longer on the wall, and he's like, what happened to that? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, because he did alter the present to where, yes, he saved Harry from that fate of his father's hand, but because John F. Kennedy did become the president, did get assassinated, all that stuff did happen still, he actually ended up dying in the war. And so no matter what, he still wasn't going to make it. So he's like, okay, I need to prevent the assassination. That's really what will do it. So again, in 1950, and Kennedy was assassinated in 1963. So Jake Epping goes back, and he's under the alias of George Amberson. And he basically creates a whole life. I love the life he built in the past. He becomes a teacher. He was a teacher in his normal life, in his real life, but he becomes a substitute teacher, and then he really helps out so many students. He goes to a little town called Jody, and he meets a woman named Sadie. And I got spoiled a little bit with this book. I don't ever really get spoiled with books because I don't read the backs of them. I don't, even with this book, usually I do this. Usually I look and see how many pages a book is, but I just wanted to go in as blind as possible. I didn't even know how many pages was in this book. I was just reading it, but I did get spoiled in knowing that there's a great love story in this book. And I'm like, okay, I wonder what this great love story is. And let me tell you, it was really great. He meets Sadie, and just the bond those two have, the way they help each other. She's coming from a toxic, not great relationship. He's basically living two lives, because as well as he meets Jody, falls in love with her, and on his way to her, he actually went to Derry, Maine first, which, if you guys don't know, Derry is the town that it stars in, basically. And he actually bumps into Richie Tozier and Beverly Marsh, and as well as a pharmacy man as well, which he's just as weird in this as he was in it. Not only is he falling in love with Jody and having the teacher life, and they're dancing, and there's a great playlist of all the songs premiered in this book. A playlist of songs that you can look up, which I did actually play a lot of these songs as I was reading them. That made it really fun, especially during the dancing scenes. I played the songs that they were playing in the book, and I don't know, I did that too when I when I read The Hobbit. I put the Misty Mountains, The Hobbit singing the Misty Mountains on, and it just makes the experience more fulfilling for me, like I'm actually there. So, but not only is he doing that, he's also, and most importantly, is following the man who did assassinate John F. Kennedy, Lee Harvey Oswald. In his first trip down there, he's following the father, Harry Dunning's father, and when he first attempted to save Harry from that fate, he met his father face on, and that's why one of the kids still didn't make it in that version. So he learned, I need to do it before that day even gets there, before this person even has the opportunity to hurt these people. So he's basically living two lives. He's in Jody with Sadie, and then he has to drive back hours away to go follow Lee Harvey Oswald, but he's following him at a distance this time. And I don't think they ever talk except for when the encounter actually happens. That part was a little frustrating because I know he learned to do it beforehand, but Jody actually ended up getting into an accident because of her stalker ex. And he's like, I know I should be stopping Lee Harvey Oswald right now, but she is hurt. And I think originally she was not supposed to make it. So he helped save her from that. And so he's helping her because she's very maimed and disfigured at this point. And so he's helping her with that, to where when it does come time for him to stop Lee Harvey Oswald, it is crunch time. It is the day of. That part kind of gave me anxiety because it was the exact day of, down to the minute he goes upstairs. I'm not going to ruin anything, but the final showdown happens. And when he goes back, the world is completely different from what even we know. And I've said this from the get-go about the whole 2020 situation of what the world went through during that time, that a lot of people were upset. We had to wear masks, we had to stay in our homes, we had to be isolated. But I'm like, at least when we went outside, it was a normal world again. Yeah, it wasn't back to the same, but it's okay. We're able to step outside, still go to school, still go to work. We don't live quite yet in a post-apocalyptic world where a lot of movies and films and books, they go outside and they can't go back home. They can't just go back to school. They can't go back to work. Things are destroyed. People's minds are destroyed. And in this, kind of same thing. People's faces. There's the man he bumped into. The man didn't have a nose. And it's like, what is going on? And he meets this older man, and the older man helps him. And he's like, I think I know you. Turns out this is Harry Dunning, the boy that the janitor he originally was trying to save from the beginning. And he's an old man, so obviously he lived. Preventing the assassination helped him to live. So he's like, cool, let's catch up on what is going on in this world. It's dark, it's eerie, there's fumes everywhere. It's just not the same. And he basically said he never talks to anybody. He just goes outside to try to get food every now and then. And he tells how different everything happened. That yes, in this alternate ending, Jake Epping saved John F. Kennedy. He lives. But because of that, so much other stuff happened. I did find it interesting, and I've always found this concept interesting even before I picked up the book, how someone could write a fictional telling of a factual historical moment. I'm sure he got the rights to do it and is in the clear to have done it, and it's such a great book. But I don't know, I'd be a little nervous about changing that. It also made me kind of feel like, with the political climate we've been in, it gets me a little emotional, but I'm not gonna cry about it. But if I were to be I'd want to go back and help prevent an assassination, I know which one it would be. But this kind of tells you that even though if you do that, the world is just crazy. People are just, a lot worse stuff could happen in turn. And obviously we don't know that for a fact, but I think he goes back one more time with the knowledge of this, and he decides to not prevent the assassination of John F. Kennedy. He allows it to happen, and he basically just, what happens in life is going to happen in life. The one thing he changed is the man that helped him save Sadie from her ex to where her face was just maimed instead of her not living anymore, he wrote that man a note saying, "Your new hire, the librarian you just hired, watch out for her, protect her. On this day, she will need help." And years later, he has a newspaper out and he sees that she was attacked, but she is safe. And if there's one thing, even if the butterfly is gonna change everything, the butterfly effect's gonna change everything, he is happy that she is okay. Because at the end of the day, that was his happiness. And it just, I feel like there is no correct way to end a time travel story. But this one was just such a great story. I wish I probably would have finished it quicker if I hadn't been so busy with my day-to-day job. But to finish it in May, I started it on the 5th and I ended it on the 22nd. So not too bad for me. I'm more of a slower reader, so whatever. I'm not in a race with anyone but myself. And to me, that's great. So that's just my overview and my thoughts on it. If you guys have read this book, please let me know what you thought. What did you like about it? Did you like the ending? Did you like the outcome? And just let me know. And I hope you all have a very happy and safe 4th of July. And happy birthday, America, 250 years old. That's amazing. It's interesting being here while it's 250, and I wonder where I'm going to be in 50 years when it turns 300. So that'll be interesting to see. All right, guys, I'll stop blabbing. Again, let me know if you've read it, what you liked, and I will see you guys soon. Please stay tuned for not only more book talk stuff, but film reviews. I'm going to turn the camera off and start filming the last 3 or 4, I don't even know, maybe 5 films I need to review. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.